On October 4th, I watched Joker 2019 because I remember watching it in high school and it had a profound effect on me as an impressionable teenager, of course. But I remember liking it a lot, and I also remember the backlash it got at the time. People were like, thinking about banning it because of how dark it was. But I mean, most good movies have controversy like that, and also a cultural phenomenon as well. You know what I'm saying? That it was really well received by critics and fans alike. Of course, some people were upset about it, but that's good movies often do that. This is my masterpiece right here, right? And I watched it on October 4th because that's when it came out, October 4th, 2019. So I said, let me watch it again 6 years later. Because I remember in school, it had an effect on me. And I was walking around the halls, listening to the bathroom soundtrack, the violin bathroom thing, the bathroom soundtrack, and walking around school. So yeah, I was kind of an angsty teen, but it is what it is. But I watched it again, and obviously it was perfect. Joker definitely has one of the best DC films ever made. I'm pretty sure I can say that. So naturally, I'm like, you know what? There's a sequel that people have kind of been slamming this entire time, and that is Joker Folie, Deux. I fuck it up every single time I say that. But I'm like, let me just watch that, right? Because I'm like, might as well, right? How bad could it fucking be? I watched it out of curiosity because people have been talking shit about it all the time. So I'm like, it can't be that bad. Come on. I mean, the same guy who made the first movie, Todd Phillips, he's making this one. There's got to be something in there, right? It is even worse than I ever fucking thought, man. It is ridiculous. I have no idea. Ultimately, it boils down to, if I had to give one sentence, it's a movie for no one, not for the original fans, because it constantly dunks on them. It makes fun of the old fans. It mocks them. Basically, whatever you loved about the first movie, they say you were all wrong. And it ultimately says that the people who like the first movie, you are the problem. And if you want to be a bad movie, do that on your own time. That's fine. But it literally negates the events of the very first movie. It's actually fucking ridiculous how they thought this could work. Like, oh my god, yeah, let's take this breakout hit that took the world by storm. It's crazy how Joker became such a big deal, right? Because of it has such a strong message behind it. You know what I'm saying? And the way and the visceral and raw way it portrayed that on the screen, right? Let's take everything about that and completely fuck it up. And whoever liked that, whatever you like about that, let's not give you that. Let me give you the absolute opposite. Now, when I first heard it was gonna be a musical, I was kind of skeptical, obviously, because I'm not a huge fan of musicals. My favorite musical is Barbie, Princess and the Pauper. I'm not even joking. It's honestly such a good fucking movie. Watch it, okay? I think I have the disc here somewhere, but I'm not gonna pull it out because I'm a lazy. Yeah, not a big fan of musicals, but when I heard that, okay, the same guy making it, Todd Phillips making it, there has to be something about it, right? And when I watched the musical, the songs didn't bother me that much in this movie because it makes sense in terms of the psychosis, because it's kind of like a way of escaping. Oftentimes in the movie you see that they're singing, they're dancing, like he's saying in the courtroom, he'll just grab Harley's hand and walk out. Obviously, we all know that's not real, so it's their mind imagining things again. They're always in these elaborate set pieces, wearing different types of clothing. Obviously, we know it's not real, but it makes sense because Arthur is so far gone in his psychosis that he's imagining things even more, because we all knew he imagined shit, like with his relationship with the chick, I forgot her name, Zazie Beetz' character in the first movie. His relationship with her, the entire thing was completely fake, all in his head. So we already knew he has the tendency to make scenarios in his head, and even act it out in his living room, right? When he was on when he was rehearsing, going to the Murray Franklin show, shooting himself, and he accidentally shoots a wall. So we all know he lives in a completely different reality almost. And so for it to be musical, for him to be singing and whatever the fuck, I guess, I mean, it could work because oftentimes you associate musicals with like fun, bright, upbeat type shit, right? This is the complete opposite, right? But once again, I could see where they're going at because of the psychosis, and so how you could use the music to, portray that. Like, I remember in one time in the courtroom, they're making fun of him. I think they were saying, oh yeah, his jokes are never funny. In order to be a comedian, you have to be funny. So obviously he's kind of zoning out, and then he breaks into a song in his head, of course. But a song nonetheless, and the song, I think it was about everyone needs a Joker to laugh at or some shit like that, something like that. So we can tell how he feels by the song. But once again, the song's unnecessary because we already know how he felt. Like, remember in the first movie when he was getting yelled at by his boss for stealing the sign, allegedly, how he just completely zoned out, like he's smiling, but then like the audio cuts out, it's like slowly fizzling away, and he's just zooming on his face, this weird crooked smile, and the next thing you see, he's kicking the shit out of those garbage cans. So once again, we didn't need a song to understand how he's feeling. We didn't need a song for fucking that. You know what I'm saying? We understood completely that, okay, we know what this guy's feeling. He wants to kill this guy, and he's completely dying on the inside. He's like, oh my god, why are you yelling at me? Give me a goddamn break. I mean, the songs, they get pretty old. honestly. And even at the end of the movie, when he renounces Joker, he's like, I'm no longer Joker. He goes to Harley and he's like, she's singing to him, and then he's like, can you not sing? Can you just talk to me? Because normal people they don't sing to answer each other's questions. They just fucking talk like a normal person, right? So
I don't want to sing anymore. Just talk to me.
so once again, in the context of the movie, I understand why you want to make it a musical, because these two people are crazy, so they're just singing and dancing where the fuck it's all in their head. I get it, because they're colorful imaginations. But I mean, it gets old real quick, and ultimately, I have to say, like, what was the actual fucking point? Like, you didn't have to make a musical. I know, okay, you're trying something. Okay, the most credit I can give this movie is trying to be different, right? I'm guessing there's no musical ever that has such dark tones, but it's also like upbeat and, you know, like cheery like that. Like if you watch the songs without knowing the context of the movie, then you think, oh, this is like a normal musical, but it's not, you know. So I can give them credit for trying to do something different, but that's the most credit I can give them. And the movie in and of itself, I feel, is completely unnecessary. Like, we do not need a sequel. When I first heard about the sequel, I'm like, we don't fucking need this, because it ended in such an open-ended way where you can like form your own conclusions as to how his story ended, and ended on a high note. Throughout the entire first movie, he's going through it, like he's having a really, really bad day, right? But at the end of the movie, he finally becomes emancipated by taking on the super persona as the Joker. It was a really powerful moment because he's finally free. He finally finds people who cares about him. But then that's kind of the whole point of the movie, why the big twist happened where he renounced Joker in the movie, right? Where the second he said, I'm not Joker, it's just another mask, at that point I'm like, okay, this is fucked, because that's literally undoing everything about the first fucking movie. Now, once again, looking at the character's progression, I guess it would make sense, because Arthur Fleck, no one gives a fuck about him. His mom didn't give a shit about him. His alleged father, Thomas Wayne, didn't give a shit about him, right? His coworkers, no one gave a shit about him. Everyone constantly the only person who was decent with him was Gary, and that's fucking it. That's why he's not dead. You know what I'm saying? Everyone else was just the world's punching bag, right? But then he becomes Joker, and then all the people love him, but they don't actually love Arthur Fleck. They love the Joker. Even Harley only loves Joker, because the second he's like, I'm not Joker no more, she's fucking left.
All we had was the fantasy, and you gave up. There is no Joker. That's what you said, isn't it? Goodbye, Arthur.
So thinking about it that way, so putting it that way, you would understand why he did what he did. Why he said, he understood that, oh my god, hold on, wait. No one actually fucking loves me as Arthur Fleck. No one. Not my own mother, no one on this fucking planet loves me. Right? And even the Joker, I guess that's when he realized that, you know, because at the end of the first movie, he realized, oh my god, look at me. I'm this larger than life figure, I'm Joker. But then this movie, I guess he realizes that, holy shit, even the Joker is just another personality of mine. It's another mask I wear to excuse the shit that I do. You know what I'm saying? But no one actually fucking loved Arthur Fleck. And then that's when he asked the question. Right? And remember in the courtroom, he's like, knock, knock. Who's there? Arthur Fleck. And he's like, Arthur Fleck who?
Knock. Knock. Who's there? Arthur Fleck. Arthur Fleck who?
Who is Arthur Fleck? Is it the Joker? Is it this mentally ill guy? Like, he don't even know. We don't even know. You know what I'm saying? But at that point, he's like, you know, I'm not even Joker no more. Like, fuck it. No one loves Arthur Fleck, right? But in doing that, you literally just voided the entire first movie. The rise from Arthur Fleck to Joker was so, like, you know, organic in the way we see how he goes from Arthur Fleck to Joker. But then this movie just comes and, you know, gets rid of all that, you know? All that development he had from Arthur Fleck to Joker is just gone now. Right? Why the 180 all of a sudden? Which is also another reason why I think Joker should never be a sympathetic character. I mean, you can sympathize with him because of his backstory, especially this version of Joker, but you should never give him a redemption arc. I feel like by him saying that I no longer want to be Joker, that's you giving him a redemption arc, right? Because he's like, I don't want to be Joker no more. Essentially being like, you know, okay, I want to be a normal ass motherfucking guy, even though everyone fucking hates me and no one actually likes me at all. You know what I'm saying? It made the reason why Joker was so powerful back in the day, back in 2019, is because it gave them something. The loners, the people who no one loves, it gave them something. This mask to hide behind the Joker, right? Okay, if like, you know, what was it? It was a proverb. I remember. I think it was like an African proverb. What was it? If the village does not love the child will burn it down to feel its warmth. It's probably the best way I can describe the Joker, especially this version, right? Where he just wanted someone to like him, but in this movie, he realized that people don't even like him for who he is, and he became disillusioned from the Joker. He's like, I don't even want to be Joker no more. And that's the thing. There's not even any Joker in this movie. But he doesn't kill anybody in this movie. There's no Joker action. This entire time I'm sitting through this courtroom drama that's taking so fucking long, which by the way is boring as shit. Like once again, the entire courtroom thing, I knew from the start it wasn't gonna work out. Like no one's actually gonna let this guy walk on the streets again. Like we knew from the beginning that okay, this whole trial thing is just a charade. Any second now someone's gonna blow open the door or bust him out or some shit like that. Probably Harley. Right? It did happen. The wall did blow up, and then his followers did try to take him somewhere else, but then he's like, fuck it. Because once he's like, I no longer am Joker. And then after that, once he escapes from his own followers, he goes and he says, Harley, she's like, fuck you, I want nothing to do with you because you ain't even Joker no more. Right? He gets arrested, gets sent back to asylum, and then gets stabbed in the fucking hallway. That was the end. That was his fucking story. It's honestly, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with this. Now, I guess you could say it's realistic, because realistic that in real life that's what will happen. It's not a comic book ending, you know? Because this one had a triumphant ending. Because this had a triumphant ending. You know what I'm saying? It ended with him on the top. With him, taking care of all the people. Like, once again, like, we were rooting for him the entire time. When he killed those Wall Street guys on the train, we didn't feel an inch of remorse for those guys. Because they were fucking scumbags. You know what I'm saying? When he killed Murray Franklin, he's kind of a dick too. So fuck that guy too. You know what I'm saying? When he killed Randall, that lying piece of shit, we didn't feel any remorse because once again, fuck that guy, right? So the entire first movie we were rooting for him, and when he finally becomes Joker, it feels rewarding that we stuck with this guy and in the lowest of lows, right? So, but now look at him, he's beautiful. He's a completely new person now. He's the Joker, and everyone loves him. Everyone loves the Joker, not Arthur Fleck. You know what I'm saying? But then this movie comes and just takes a dump on all that. And I think the biggest reason why I didn't really want a sequel is because how far can the Joker go without Batman? You know? Because we all know there's not going to be a Batman in this one. I mean, Bruce Wayne was in the first movie, but that's not the case. Obviously, like, he's a kid and he's already like in his I don't know how old he is, but he's like old as hell. So we know there's no chance for Batman in the story. But once again, like that's why I always felt this movie's like a one-off thing. Just one movie. It had a statement. It said it. It was powerful, and that's it. Right? They should have never fucking greenlit the sequel. I don't know what the hell they're thinking, because it's not sequel material. You know what I'm saying? What else are you gonna do after this? You know what I'm saying? It just wouldn't. What's the driving force now? What is he trying to do? Right? And in this movie, the driving force is he's trying to get off. He's trying to not that way. He's trying to get out of jail. But then it all ends horribly because he just decided to not be Joker anymore. Right? So once again, he's abandoning the people that stood with him, both in the movie and in real life. We who supported the first movie, right? So it feels kind of like a betrayal to the fans who saw him for who he was, you know? And that's what it comes down to, right? It's not just a bad movie, but it's an insult to the original, which is the worst kind of thing, right? You want to be a bad movie, do that on your own time, but do not fucking disrespect a much more superior movie. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Why did they think this was a good idea? Like, it's not a comic book ending, you know? Like, he just dies alone, ultimately, like always. No Harley, no supporters, nothing. As Arthur Fleck, he's just alone. But he had a chance to be something bigger with the Joker. That was kind of the whole fucking point of the first movie, right? If you adopt a symbol or a mask, you can be more than yourself. Arthur Fleck himself is fucking nothing. But as Joker, you can be so much more. He's a symbol of technically a resistance, right? Eat the rich type shit, you know? But then they throw all that away for fucking what? Right? That's what I'm saying. Don't give him a redemption arc. They're trying to give him a redemption arc. Don't give Joker a redemption arc. It's like giving Homelander a redemption arc. Wouldn't make any fucking sense. If they give Homelander a redemption arc, I would split a wig because it doesn't make any sense. Let Joker be evil. But once again, that's the thing. This is a completely different Joker, which leads me to the next point. I don't even see this Joker as Joker. Okay? Because first of all, like, their name's completely different. Arthur Fleck versus Jack Napier. And their backstory's completely different too. Their backstory is completely different as well. The big difference is that the comic book Joker, he's not mentally ill. He was just a really unlucky guy. He was down on his luck, really depressing and shit like that. Typical shit like that, having a really, really bad day. But then what makes him crazy is not all the bad events. It's the fucking falling in the vat of acid and all the chemicals altering his brain. That's what turned him insane. And that's what made him clinically insane to the point where it changed his brain. He can't even be normal ever again. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you should never give that guy a redemption arc. He's always fucking evil. You know what I'm saying? But this one's a lot different because his insanity, or his, when he breaks bad, essentially, is because of mental illness. You know what I'm saying? He snapped. He's like, I had enough. And in Joker 2, he's kind of just like a bitch in this one, you know? Getting punched out by everyone and not even getting angry. Like, he would get angry, right? Like, when he shot those men on the subway, he got angry. So he fucking shot them. It was also out of fear, but also anger. Because he felt vengeful enough to follow the last guy and shoot him at the stairs, you know what I'm saying? Because he was angry. And I guess that resonated with people because I bet people feel angry after certain shit too. But in this one, he's kind of just rolling over, taking it. He's like a little bitch. Doesn't even fucking matter, right? Once again, undoing everything that the first movie did. I feel like this Joker, Arthur Fleck Joker, is more Joker inspired than Joker itself. It's like an alternate version of Joker. But ultimately, the second one makes him to look like a pretty pathetic one, because once again, he literally kills the Joker persona and then he just fucking dies unceremoniously, and that's how the movie ends. What the fuck, man? I'll give you points for realism and being dark and not cathartic at all, you know? Because like the first movie's cathartic. When you kill those Wall Street guys and everyone else, it's cathartic. It feels good. But the second movie, yeah, he just getting punched. He's punching back again, but it doesn't make any sense because he's supposed to be the Joker, right? He's supposed to be the Joker, so he doesn't need to be a punching bag anymore. He does the punching now. Kind of making this whole scene kind of pointless.
You think men like Thomas Wayne ever think what it's like to be someone like me? To be somebody but themselves? They don't. They think that we'll just sit there and take it like good little boys, that we won't werewolf and go wild.
And that's the thing. He did take it like a good little boy. Once again, it just completely shits on the original movie. And I feel like Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn has to be addressed, obviously, because the main selling point of this movie was like, oh my god, Lady Gaga, she's in a musical. It makes sense because she's already an artist, so it makes sense, right? But like, yeah, she was alright as Harley. She made good with what she had to work with. Simple as that, you know. I do kind of wish she had a bigger role in the story, and she kind of was the catalyst at some point, you know, wanting to get out. But that's another thing about this movie. Even Arthur doesn't feel like the same Arthur we know. Like, he doesn't really look like he has any life in him, right? He doesn't have that mental illness anything anymore. He's just like there. Doesn't make jokes, doesn't laugh. He's just there. Like, he has no intentions of even leaving the asylum. Like, what does he like? I'm so confused with his motivations. Like, what is the driving force here? I don't get it. You know? There's no anticipation of anything for the next thing to happen. It's just a whole lot of nothing, you know? I just don't, what the fuck is we even doing here, you know? Overall, I mean, if I had to say good things about this movie, I'd say obviously Joaquin Phoenix's performance is always great. Lady Gaga does well as Harley Quinn, and it's unique to say the least. I'll give you that much. It was bold, it was trying to do something new, but ultimately they fell on their face. This was not it. No, it was not it. Like, you go through this entire slog of a movie in all these courtroom cases and all this shit and all these prison scenes, and you get rewarded with nothing, just more pain and suffering, more misery. Hey, the guy you've been rooting for this entire time, I want him to get out and get revenge on those fucking fat guards for they literally fucking him, dude. What the fuck? And he just literally took it lying down. It's actually fucking, yeah. When people said it was like terrible, I'm like, it can't be that bad, but I've watched it. It's actually fucking terrible. Because it literally, if it was on its own, it wouldn't be that bad. But the fact that it literally dunks and constantly shits on the original movie, which is superior in like every single way, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like that. Do not like this movie. It's kind of shit. I mean, it's pretty shit. And that's the biggest thing in the comics, right? Like, Batman created the Joker. Inadvertently, he didn't do it on purpose, obviously, but he did technically. If he wasn't there that night, Joker wouldn't have gotten startled. He wouldn't have tripped over his cape and fallen in that vat of acid. That wouldn't have happened, right? And so the reason why the Joker does what he does is because Batman's there. If Batman stops happening, and there's many stories where Batman stops Batmaning, and then Joker stops Jokering, because the whole point was that. So when you don't have a Batman in a Joker story, how far can that story go? Which is why, once again, the sequel was not fucking needed. And of course, I always wanted to see this version, Arthur Fleck Joker, wreaking havoc across the city. But what would be the point, though? What would be the point? Right? Because once again, even the motivations of this Joker versus that Joker is completely different. Arthur Fleck Joker versus Jack Napier Joker. Like, Jack Napier, he's just insane. He does it for the fuck of it and to piss off Batman and because he wants Batman to kill him. He's like, I want you to break your one rule. Right? Tonight you're gonna break that one rule. You know? But this one, I mean, I guess he just kind of like a defensive, like an animal that gets back in the corner, that gets defensive. He lashes out in a way because the world's always picking at him. That's completely different. So once again, this Joker wouldn't really have much of a reason to go out and destroy the city. Like, what happened at the end of the movie where the entire city is burning because of him, that was an inadvertent effect. He didn't want that to happen. Because I think the whole reason for this Joker even existing is to make him look sympathetic. Because once again, we can sympathize with the person with mental illness as opposed to that guy who just dropped in a vat of acid, right? Like, we know there's good in Arthur Fleck. Like, he's not a piece of shit. He's just been abused, like, ever since he drew his first breath. Like, it's ridiculous how many bad things happen to this guy. And so once again, that gets us rooting for him. We want him to kill all these people because they're objectively just fucking terrible people, you know? But that being said, we can just forget this movie ever even existed. As far as I'm concerned, this is a movie that came out, all right? In this timeline, a movie came out on October 4th, 2019. It was called Joker. It was strong. It was it had a statement, and it said it, boldly, to say the least, and it drew up some shitstorm on the internet because people were calling to ban it and stuff because of the sensitive topics. But overall, it grew a pretty good following because people really liked it, and that's pretty much the end of it. Yeah. Joker, Folie, Deux never even fucking existed, if you ask me, because it literally ruins the first movie. So yeah, just if you watch this movie, go ahead and watch the first one. Erase this movie from memory because it does not need to exist. And once again, I'm trying to I get what they're trying to get at, right? They're trying to make this world as bleak and dark as possible to the point where your protagonist, who you're rooting for, you're supposed to be rooting for, just fucking dies. Like, once again, there are no happy endings in this. All the build-up we had of his character development from Arthur Fleck to Joker in the first movie just completely gone to the shitter. And then he just dies like a normal fucking guy, like we all thought he would. It begs the question, like, who is the movie even for? It's not for the OG fans, because they constantly mock and disrespect them in this one, right? Who is it for? Who is this movie for? Definitely not musical lovers. Who? Like I'm saying, this movie should not have ever even existed. It does not need to exist, you know? But it's okay. We can just purge it from our memory because we don't need to fucking think about it. Don't worry about it, right? Ultimately, I mean, this movie is just the worst because it's shits on the original. It's completely unnecessary, and it ruins the entire fucking story and character. Everything they built in the first movie just went crashing down. Maybe there's something I don't understand. Well, I get why he would want to get rid of Joker. I think that's the biggest thing for me when he got rid of Joker. Okay, what the fuck are we doing here? Isn't a Joker movie? Why is he not Joker? So once again, if you look in the mind of Arthur Fleck in his shoes, I would understand why he did that, right? But at the same time, we are an audience and we came here for something, you know? We came here to see Joker, see what the hell he's gonna do now. I just made this video to rant because it really upset me. You know, I'm insulted, goddammit, because I love the first movie, and you just shit all over it. You know, this is a fucking masterpiece. It literally says on the back too. Funny, right? Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, fuck. Yeah. And there you go. Like, there's no chance for a sequel either because he's dead. What was the point of the second? Literally pointless. Literally fucking pointless. There's no fucking. It's okay. This is the only movie that exists. This is the only Joker that existed. Joaquin Phoenix did an amazing job, and that's fucking it. Folie Deux does not exist. It don't exist. It don't exist. It don't exist. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. His story ended with him on the top of the cop car, singing and dancing like this. Although it's not how it ended. It ended in the psychiatric place, Arkham, whatever the fuck. That's why I think Joker Folie Deux was just fucking worst. If you've seen it and you got a bad taste in your mouth, watch the original. Okay, watch the original. It's much better. Get it done. Get that taste out of your mouth because it just fuck off. Fuck off. Why'd you do this, man? God damn you. Luckily, we can just ignore it. Yeah, we can just purge it from memory. We can, if you watched it, if you're the poor sap who paid money for this, fuck. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, bro. What I'm gonna say is, if you've seen the first movie and you loved it, don't watch this movie. Okay, just don't, because it literally fucking ruins the entire experience. That, you know what we can just say? That's all a dream. Yeah, because that's what I love doing, right? And all these mentally ill stories, you can always just say, oh, it was all a dream. It was all in his head. So Arthur Fleck dying in that hallway, it was all a dream. It was all in his head. He's currently still in Arkham. We don't know when the fuck's gonna come out, but fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
Breaking news. Popular TV talk show host Murray Franklin shot dead tonight in a live telecast of his program by one of his guests.
By Franklin as Joker.